Hello and thanks for tuning in to a new series of MS Eyecatchers in association with Boyle Sports. For the first episode of this new series, I'm going to look forward to the Dublin Racing Festival, focusing on the handicaps. Going to pick out 5 fancies for the 5 handicaps being run on Saturday and Sunday at Leopardstown coming up. Fingers crossed it all goes ahead. We all saw the videos of the rain on social media today, but it sounds confident that they will. So let me know in the comments below who you're most looking forward to seeing this weekend, what you think about my selections as well. We'll go in race order, and the first race running on the Saturday, first handicap running on the Saturday, I should say, the race and stay at Leopardstown handicap hurdle. My selection in this one is Son of Anarchy, who looks an interesting sort, for Gordon Elliott and JP McManus. He looks like an improver. He won on seasonal reappearance in Punchestown, won well that day, did get £10 for it, but ran well off that hiked up mark last time at Navan, behind what looked like a useful enough mare of Colin Murphy's, who holds an Albert Bartlett entry. So the form of that race might work out fairly okay. He looked to be staying all the way to the line, so I think this step up to 3 miles could bring out further improvement. Again, testing ground that day in Navan, so the likely testing conditions at Leopardstown this weekend should be no issue. I think stepping up to 3 miles, as I said, will bring out more improvement, so could be a huge player in this for Gordon Elliott, who I'd imagine is aiming a pretty strong team at this weekend's entries without seeing declarations yet, but yeah, could be a big weekend for Gordon Elliott. Second handicap on the Saturday, the Barbasstown Castle Handicap Chase over the 2 mile one. I think it's hard not to be drawn to the Gavin Cromwell trained Ballysax Hank in this one. He was well fancied for the Paddy Power last time. I think he went off co-favourite on the day. I backed him myself, and I think anyone else who did the whole way through were laughing that he counted their money turning into the home straight. He travelled like a winner the whole way. Perhaps just didn't see out the trip fully, but it's just worth taking note how market a step back in trip connections have opted for here. They had the option of a 2 mile 5 handicap on the Sunday, but opted to drop all the way back to 2 mile 1 from that Paddy Power Chase trip. It's an interesting move and hard not to catch your eye, I suppose. Like, he travels so well, you'd have to see why they're willing to try it. It looks like a weaker contest than that Sunday handicap as well. So I think Ballysax Hank here is definitely worth a chance. Moving on to the Sunday first race of the day, the Paddy and Maureen Mullins Mares Handicap Hurdle. I'm going to go for one here who could be a nice big each way price. Kimmy, she was second in the race last year. She comes into this year's renewal on a £6 lower mark. I thought last year's run was very, very good. She probably just bumped into one on the day. She's had 3 runs so far this year. She fell early on at Christmas. Then she went to Cork when I thought she ran a nice race. She wasn't knocked around at all in the finish. Behind Cousin Kate, who she'll reoppose on I think £13 better terms if they meet again on Sunday. And then she went to Punchestown, which she was never really put into the race that day, and she got dropped another £2 for it again. So I wouldn't read too much into that one, to be honest. Look, strong family connections to the race. It'd be no shock at all to see if they were laying her out again for another strong run in this year's renewal. So yeah, I think nicely weighted. She likes the track here. She could be a nice each way bet. We'll move on to the next one, the O'Driscoll's Irish Whiskey Leopardstown Handicap Chase over the 2 mile 5. I'm going to stick to good Leopardstown form here with De Capo for Gordon Elliott. He could be another one at a nice big each way price. He's got a 100% strike rate at the track. He won a good beginner's chase there last Christmas. Some good horses in behind him, the likes of Captain Cody, Key to Bourbon. Anyway, like, they've all been placed in or won big handicap chases, all coming out of that same beginner's chase. He's had 2 runs so far this year. He won well in Punchestown on seasonal reappearance with loads in hand that day. He was maybe slightly disappointing in the Tim Duggan next time at Limerick. He was sent off favour that day and looked beaten before he unseated, but I'm betting on him coming back to form this time, back to Leopardstown. It's definitely where he shows his best form, both over hurdles and fences. I think the trip is his optimal. He could be a nice each way price again. The last handicap of the DRF, probably the one I found most difficult to try and work out at least. It's the 2 mile listed handicap hurdle. I decided to maybe stick along the lines of the juvenile form from last year and who might improve from 4 to 5. I landed on Mercia, who could be one, maybe had a nice, again, maybe a double figure each way price. If Willie's horses are mopping up all weekend, maybe she might be a bit shorter on the day, but look, it's going to be her second one in a handicap. She obviously ran in the Fred Winter last year. I thought she ran a pretty good race there under Rachel Blackmore, maybe a little bit keen throughout, but still turned in with a good chance and maybe just faded late on, but wasn't beaten too far at all. She obviously went on to win a Grade 1 at Aintree after that. Look, her seasonal appearance behind Talk to Talk at Fairyhouse is probably an okay one, considering, you know, Willies probably weren't firing at the time. You'd imagine she'd improve an awful lot for that. I'd say she's probably still on a winnable mark. She was obviously a good juvenile, and with natural improvement from 4 to 5, she could be one to keep on your side. Look, if Gavin Cromwell's horses are flying throughout the weekend, Hello Neighbour will naturally come into your considerations as well. If you're looking through Mercia's form, Hello Neighbour obviously a very impressive winner at the DRF last year, so probably one, maybe wait and see how the weekend's going, but there's probably a couple in here at a big price who have the ability to pop up. Well, that's my 2 pence on the DRF handicaps this weekend. Difficult to work out, but hopefully there's a few decent pointers in there. Let me know in the comments below who you're looking forward to seeing, your big fancies for the handicaps and for the bigger races as well. And again, thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like the comment, and definitely make sure to gamble responsibly at Leopardstown this weekend. It's a brilliant weekend of racing, and I hope we can all enjoy it.